Hey guys, it's Nate, aka the Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. Man, the World Cup has just been too good. I do not want it to end. And unfortunately, this weekend it does, but not before we go out with a bang on FC26 with the biggest and best promo of the World Cup, Summer Stars, dropping tomorrow. These cards are looking huge, and EA is actually using an incredible dynamic image for Erling Haaland with the Viking helmet that is expected to be on his card tomorrow, but the rest of the team is looking cracked as well. We have official stats leaked for these 4 players right here and a number of others for this promo team that is coming out tomorrow. We're going to take a look at that because, guys, looking at that team and knowing what this promo could be about, there is no reason, in my opinion, to be opening packs right now on this game. Maybe a pack here or there, like I had some cards right there I'm unassigned that were tradable. Nothing big though, nothing big, small packs only, because I want to save all my big packs for what is about to drop tomorrow on this game. Now I have some questions. How packable are these cards going to be? For the SBCs that are going to be a part of this promo, are they going to be big? Remember at the end of FIFA 23's World Cup time frame, the end of the 2022 World Cup, which was in FIFA 23, we had some really good SBCs during Team of the Tournament. That's basically what this promo is. I hope the SBC content takes a step up because it needs to after what this last week was. Now, we also got to talk about today's content on Thursday because before we get to that new promo, we've got a new STVOW objective with hopefully some good objectives inside of this for the rewards, some SP Footies tokens and that STVOW card all obtainable today. And speaking of SP, we should have a bit more around the game today to get us leveled up, to get some of that insane stuff inside of the Season 9 Season Pass. Let's talk about it all, guys. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up for the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, hey, we talked about the World Cup. That is where we need to start. Yesterday's game was crazy. The Argentina-England game was absolute cinema, and I did end up making some profit off of it. I don't know why that's the first thing that I'm mentioning here looking at my transfer list, but with the crazy movement of England going ahead 1-0 to then Argentina coming back and winning 2-1, there were some crazy movements on the market, and of course, some cards that got upgraded. All of the Argentine live PTG cards got their 99 stat boost. McAllister got +2 passing. I believe +1 pace for Simeone because he was on 98 pace and now he's on 99. And Emi Martinez got a sizable boost to positioning, +5 positioning. He now has the only goalkeeper card in this game with 2 99 stats, 4 playstyle pluses on that card as well. That's a crazy item. And just like we saw with the Spanish cards from 2 days ago, all of them are extinct. Laporte and Rodri are still extinct at their prices, and Martinez, Simeone are extinct as well on the market at their price ranges as well. So if you have any of those cards, you are holding, waiting for EA to update those price ranges before the World Cup final on Saturday, or on Sunday, sorry, and you are selling those cards because if you lose, this is what's going to happen. Jude Bellingham, 9 million coins during the game yesterday. 5 million coins now. Bukayo Saka, 4 million coins, now down to 2 million coins. Huge price drop-offs as expected. It is sad to see with the team going out. I mean, these cards are still really good, don't get me wrong. But another thing to talk about with this Jude card here is he's getting another item. So that's another reason to not hold on to this card right now because he is going to be getting another item, which, spoiler alert, is 98 rated as well. So hold those cards until they get price range updates, but we now have one last upgrade, and that's the reason why these are extinct, right? We have one last upgrade to go for all these PTG cards, and that is a 99 overall boost and a 5th playstyle plus for whoever wins the World Cup final this weekend. It is going to be cinema. Now, let's talk about this Pele because that was the only Evo that we had yesterday as a part of Wednesday's content. If you go into the Festival of Football Pele tab, you see Festival of Football Pele 4 Evo that is inside of here. It gives you a boost +1 overall, just a straight +1 across the card, and it takes you up to 95 rated. If you want to use this card, do something else. Literally go into Footbin Evo Builder right here, do the chain that you have done, remove that Evo that just came out yesterday, do not do that one, and then go into a different chain, honestly, guys. As a max 94 rated card, he's going to fit into some max 94 Evos, and you're going to be able to make him way, way, way better than you would if you kept going with this EA chain that they're kind of giving us here. You can put him into some other stat boosting Evos like the Perfect 10, or you can put him into Make Your Own National Pride from the Season Pass. He becomes pretty cracked there. You'd get him to 99 pace if you use that Season Pass Evo boost as well. Then you'd be able to take him to 5 playstyle pluses. The options are endless still as a 94 rated card, but if you take him to 95 through that Evo yesterday, then you really would be limiting some of your options there. So unfortunately, that was the only Evo that we did have yesterday. Now, into SBCs, some of the mid content continue, but there was one good part of this yesterday. First of all, we have the Nathan Dillon Saliba Canadian Center Mid Phenoms SBC. The one thing I like about this is he is 93 rated, and he has 4 playstyle pluses. 4 very good playstyle pluses, I should add. The rest of his playstyles are all right, and he is decently affordable. So if you're a Canadian, you want to get this guy done, he's only 70,000 coins to do. The problem with him being 4 playstyle pluses and 93 rated is you want to Evo this card, but some Evos that are out right now, he wouldn't even fit into because they're max 3 playstyle pluses, since that's where some of our Evo restrictions were as of late. Since 4 playstyle pluses is still kind of new, but it's also kind of common because of the Glory Hunters promo in the past couple of weeks. Also in SBCs yesterday, we had the 1 of 3 Festival Football Phenoms player pick. I got it done right away just because it's super easy and it's super cheap. 46,000 coins. You're probably going to get a fodder card, but it is worth going after, in my opinion. That was the best SBC of yesterday. And finally, EA dropped the right swaps SBCs, guys, yesterday as well. The day after they dropped the Festival Football tokens, like we talked about in yesterday's video, they dropped the FUTTIES tokens. How nice of them to give us the tokens that actually pertain to this current season that is out right now, and the tokens that we are chasing to get to our weekly allotment of 1,000 tokens this first week. There are 300 total tokens. It is the exact same thing as it was in the Festival of Football token swaps SBCs here. So you got the 83 and 84 all the way up to 90 and 91 rateds there. That is nice to have those back. Now, speaking of tokens, I want to remind you guys once again of the changes that are taking place with the token store this week. Today at Rivals Rewards is not the reset of the weekly 1,000 token timer, if you will. That's how it was during Festival of Football. It is not that way for this new season. Once again, remember, as you can see, the weekly timer resetting down here counts down towards Friday at the content drop time. That's when we'll be able to go for our second weekly limit of 1,000 tokens, and we'll kind of go up from there. Our Rivals Rewards today actually count for this week's token allotment, and that just makes a whole lot more sense, because before we were playing Rivals and then they would count for next week's tokens, but it makes sense to play for Rivals and then get your tokens and actually be able to redeem them for this current week. So this token batch that we get here with rewards today will be a part of this week's tokens. So just wanted to mention that you can save your Rivals rewards. If you're already up to, like, let's say 800 or 900 tokens, we're going to get some more tokens today via objectives inside of this Estival. You could maybe save those rewards and help yourself get an even faster start to the second week of those FUTTIES tokens if you want to. Now, I'd also say this. Be careful not to waste your tokens, because like you could very easily have 800 tokens right now and have 24 points in Rivals, claim your Rivals rewards, and then only 200 of those 600 tokens are actually going to count, and that would be 400 tokens wasted. So be very, very careful before you go ahead and do that, because of course the tokens do not carry over into the next week, whatever extras you have. There will be a little warning message that will pop up, but just be careful with how you spend those. And also, it is worth noting, there is no hurry to spend your tokens either, because right now, one of the smartest things you could do, in my opinion, is get 1,000 tokens this week for week 1 and sit on those, because on Friday, they're going to give us 3 new evolutions, because we're getting 3 new Evos every single week, and also new players, because inside of this FUTTIES token store, Colby Mainu, Riyadh, and Gusto were all set to expire on Friday. So if you're sitting here with 1,000 tokens on Friday, there might be another 1,000 token Evo that is just as good as this max 95 perfect 10 Evo, or maybe it's even a better Evo that comes out, and you'd maybe want to use your tokens on that right away instead of this one. So there is no hurry to spend your tokens for sure. We talk about like not hurrying on Evos a lot. The same thing goes for the tokens. When you have a choice and an option of who to upgrade or what to spend those tokens on, especially that we know more rewards are coming, there is definitely no hurry in my mind to spend those tokens. Just kind of, again, realize that timing is different this week. Now, last thing I want to talk about in regards to yesterday's content was compensation. We had a long conversation yesterday in the stream about how compensation might just be dead now on this game, because remember the 83 plus summer tournament player pick last week, this one right here, was giving out gold Harry Kane, gold Mbappe, and gold Yuri Tielemans when they had star performer cards that were in packs. And myself and a lot of other people included in this tried to take advantage of that situation and even ended up packing Harry Kane's and packing Yuri Tielemans and packing Mbappe's gold when it should have been the star performers. Yesterday, EA compensated everybody who packed a gold Harry Kane, Mbappe, or Tielemans by giving them another player pick. Instead of giving them the card that they should have packed when the special card was out, they just gave the player picks back. That's why I'm saying compensation is dead, guys, because EA just seem to do whatever they want now when there is some sort of a mistake in the game, which I don't like. I think they should have given out the Mbappes, the Kanes, the Tielemans. It is July, for goodness sake. Who cares if those cards are actually pretty common, if a lot of people would have packed them from opening these player picks? It's the end of the game. Like, it really doesn't matter. It just seems like a head scratcher and just a way that we get frustrated at EA for doing what they're doing. And that just kind of adds to the list of things that we were talking about yesterday in the stream, where there's been mistakes that EA have made recently in this game that they've literally done nothing about, that used to be compensation, but now really they don't get talked about, and we don't even hear twice about them. And EA even don't even address them on Twitter, really. So yeah, I mean, I think they tweeted out when they first said that player pick was messed up. They said that the 83 plus player pick was going to be taken away because there was something that was wrong with it. And then, you know, they didn't say anything else. Did they actually tweet about that? I don't even think they tweeted about that, guys. Earlier today, the Gauntlet 3 objectives, flow state. We still have not got the flow state Evo back. They didn't even tweet about that 83 plus player pick, I don't think, unless I'm completely missing the tweet just scrolling through EAFC Direct right here. I mean, they've been tweeting a lot recently in the past couple of days about random stuff like the token swaps and other things about people connecting to clubs, the Gauntlet 3 objectives. The flow state one still, for me, is crazy. Work is ongoing to implement the intended reward content for the flow state evolution. The Evo will be made available at a later time with corrected rewards. That Evo, there was nothing wrong with it, man. From our side of things, when they put that Evo back out, they better literally tell us what was wrong with it, because right now it's so confusing. Maybe that Evo comes back out today. Who knows? But before we talk about today, let's look ahead to tomorrow, because this loading screen was probably the most exciting part of yesterday's content, along with the leaks. We've got the Summer Stars promo that is coming tomorrow, and it's looking like a legit promo. Sure, a lot of these big name players have already had multiple promo cards during the World Cup, but I think this is the time, or maybe it's the only time really, as I think about this, that I don't mind it, because there's so much of a connection between each individual card that these players have gotten, and even these cards that they're about to get, to the World Cup that we're all watching right now. I don't mind it. Like, sure, I packed a Messi and an Mbappe, but like the new ones that are coming out, I don't feel like I have to pack them. It's just like, if you haven't packed them, you're going to still open your packs and hope to pack them, but it's not like if you already have one, you're like, oh my gosh, this Mbappe is so much better than mine, and I have to get this one. You know what I mean? So yeah, EA's probably taken this advantage to try and sell some more packs, but like, are people really spending FC points at this stage of the game? I hope not that much. We're spending a lot of our end game coins that we've worked up towards on store packs to try to pack these cards, and we've been crazy successful at doing that. But honestly, these are just fun cards to have in packs that commemorate the World Cup and how these players have played. All the big names are in, like we talked about, and these are legit official stats for these cards. And again, like we said, for the 4 cards here, those should be the official dynamics in game. This is the Mbappe technical, quick step, finesse, and low driven with 99 pace, 99 dribble. Jude Bellingham, technical, incisive, pinged, and low driven. I think his other card in the market has finesse instead of pinged. That might be a little bit better for a box to box if that's where you want to play him. Insane card. Definitely going to be pretty expensive. Harry Kane, this is the one card that I so want to pack, man. I didn't pack any of his star performers. I didn't pack his team of the season card. I need an endgame Harry Kane. 99 shooting, 97 dribbling. He will be lengthy because he has 91 agility, I think, on his team of the season card that has like 96 or 95 dribbling or something like that. Or maybe it was a star performer. He's going to be lengthy. That'll be good. Finally, an incisive plus on that card was very much so needed, and we got that. Leo Messi has got the tiki-taka, quick step, finesse, and low driven on his card, as well as a 98 rated. Most of these guys that are getting the 98s and the high rateds, it's just a +1 over their next best card in game. Like Vinny Jr. I think the Vinny Jr. PTG is better than this one. This one has rapid and quick step, finesse, and game changer. Not sure I like the game changer on that card there, but the Vinny Jr. PTG has the low driven, only the rapid, the technical, and then the finesse. So personally, for the stat differences of being 1 overall less on the overall and then on the individual stats too, I don't mind it. That's the thing with this promo, is that I don't mind having a card already of one of these because the stats are so similar. Mo Salah, right? I do feel like I made a mistake doing the end of an era Mo Salah SBC for 36 squads. That card probably has like 40, maybe even less than that, games for my club. And now he's got a Glory Hunters card, which I was luckily able to pack. And now he's going to have this card as well with Tiki Taka Finesse Rapid in the first touch with 98 shooting and 98 dribbling. I mean, these cards are absolutely unreal. They would be literal endgame footies cards if it wasn't for them only having 4 playstyle pluses, since we know that we are going to go to 5 playstyle pluses. Now, here's the Erling Haaland card that looks fan-freaking-tastic. Quick stack, low driven, finesse, and the Enforcer Plus with 98 pace, 99 shooting. That's going to be an expensive card. Ousmane Dembele's card looks very good as well. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Nate, these cards look ridiculous. There's no way that I'm going to pack them, right? Well, the last time we had a Summer Stars promo, the cards were actually packable. And that's maybe a little bit of a dream with this one. Like, these cards are high rated, but Glory Hunters cards were pretty high rated as well. And they weren't that hard to pack. I'd say this promo of Phenoms was more difficult to pack than the Glory Hunters cards, if I'm being completely honest. Looking at their prices on the market and comparing to how their price compared to the Glory Hunters cards, looking at how many pack pulls I've had this week compared to the Glory Hunters cards as well, I think those are more packable. I hope these cards are similar to the Glory Hunters in terms of the pack weight, but they have playstyles and playstyle pluses already on them, so maybe they won't be. But also, this is like the end of the World Cup, and then after this, we're going into footy. So at this point, at this stage of the game, nothing should be terrible in terms of pack weight. It should all be at least decent, in my opinion, but we will have to see. There's the official Laporte and Kubarsi cards. I don't know what they're doing with Kubarsi's playstyle pluses for a center back. It may fit him, but it definitely doesn't fit the meta. And there's a few more names that have been leaked as well. Saibari, Luis Diaz, and Lisandro Martinez are going to be players in this promo team. Allegedly, there's 4 players from France that are in this squad. Of course, Dembele is the only one that is leaked right now, but there are 3 more that will be coming out. I would expect the official squad to be leaked today on Thursday for a lot of these players. And we're already seeing the market move because of these leaks. As you'd expect, some people that bought this Haaland to Evo him, some people that bought this Haaland to Evo him as well, are starting to sell off once again. We talked about this earlier on in the week. Yesterday, Haaland went from 1.57 all the way down to 1.3, where he is now, because of the fact that this new card is coming out and it was leaked. So that's probably the biggest thing on the market right now. If this promo does hit like crack, as some people would say, if it really hits, then I think you're going to see the market have a downturn again. But I don't think it's just these cards that will carry this promo. I think it's got to be the SBCs that carry for sure, because we have so many different players like the Mbappe, the Vinny. Like, those guys are not going to be SBCs until the very end of the year, right? Until we have the FUTTIES crazy 85 by 10 grind and all that sort of thing. But SBCs this last week were just this bad. Like, there's no real other way to put it. 2 weeks ago for Glory Hunters, the Kimmich was good, the Konate was good. I skipped both of them personally, but this week we had Joan Garcia, who was solid. And then other than that, there really wasn't much. I did the Alex Freeman. We need an uptick in SBC content this week for Summer Stars, and there are so many names that have performed well in the World Cup that could be a part of this that would be perfect to be in this. Now, allegedly as well, speaking of big names that performed well, I did see a tweet yesterday that said Vozinha was going to be in the promo side for Summer Stars. So that could be another cool addition to this promo team. And if you think about other players that have performed really well and other ones who have maybe had some star performers or had other cards like Vozinha did during these promos that we have had, those could be players that are coming back. So watch out for more leaks today. I would love to know what SBCs are coming out because they got to do some big names. And it'll actually give us something to craft. And guys, I really, 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 really hope, that's a lot of reallys, but for a good reason, I really hope they do something this weekend with this promo like they did in FIFA 23 for Angel Di Maria and that final game that he was kind of the man of the match in, that EA decided he was the man of the match, and they gave him the like ultimate team of the tournament SBC. They made him super cheap. This was one of the most memorable cards of FIFA 23 because it came out literally right after Argentina won. Like, it was within an hour, maybe even less than that, of Argentina winning the World Cup final. This SBC came out super cheap and then got updated a couple days later for him with the dynamic image of holding the World Cup trophy. Now, obviously, that won't happen this time around because there's no rights for the World Cup and the legit World Cup stuff cannot be in this game. But I still think they can do some content like this. They've been updating the cards like they just did for the Argentinians today, super duper fast. So fingers crossed that there will be some fun aspects of this promo that would even bring out some of that super live or like immediate sort of content related to what is happening in the World Cup. We know we have 2 more showdowns to go. We're going to have a showdown for France-England, the 3rd place game, the game that nobody wants to play in. We'll have a showdown for that one, and we will have a showdown for the World Cup final as well between Spain and Argentina. So that's all what there is to look forward to so far with this promo. There's still a lot of unknowns. We haven't even talked about Evos yet. I don't know what sort of Evos we could be getting with this promo. We just went to max 94 in terms of evolutions in the past week with the Phenoms promo. I would imagine that would kind of continue. But like we talked about during Glory Hunters, 1 week the SBC is really good. Then the next week Evos were good. This last week I would say Evos were quote unquote good, right? La Masia Spark is a pretty good one. It's not crazy, but it's pretty good. And then we're going up to max 94 on a lot of these other Evos. So that is definitely an increase. I hope the SBCs increase this week to kind of take back over where the SBCs were not very good this last week. So watch out for more leaks today. We'll be covering them in the live stream today. Will be a Twitch only stream. For those who like to watch on YouTube, I apologize once again. There might be a late start to the YouTube, but we're starting at normal time on the Twitch today. It'll be like Saturday's stream if you were there. Now, let's talk about today's content on Thursday and what we're expecting. Well, what we're expecting today is probably not much, except for this Esteval. I think this is actually worth pointing out because I like that this refreshes today with content because we'll actually have a little bit of something to grind and some decent rewards. 100 tokens for this Esteval, a decent card, nothing super crazy, and 500 SP along with an 88 by 5. But what really matters is the individual rewards inside of this. If we go down and remind ourselves what the Rio and Gamoa gave in each of these individual segments, we had 86 plus, 87, and 88 plus player picks throughout this entire thing. It was 86 all the way up to 88 plus player picks and some coins. I would love to see an Evo inside of maybe the Esteval objective today. The one way you could probably get yourself ready for this one would be having players from Chelsea, having players from the Premier League, and of course having Brazilian players in your club because the Rio and Gamoa did require some English players, I believe, and maybe some Premier League as well. And of course you get an 89 by 2 for completing the World Tour Completionist, which will get you 2 of 4 that you need done to get this 98 rated 5 playstyle plus Lampard card and the SP And the 8720, ooh, that's nice. And the 87 times 20 that comes with that card as well. So that's probably the biggest content today. Now, speaking of SP, our weekly and daily objectives are going to be refreshing, and so are our other objectives in other modes, right? But namely, the weekly objectives here that give a nice chunk of SP, your manager, manager live, player, clubs, stuff like that. All of that SP is going to be resetting, so make sure you keep an eye on that. By the way, if you haven't done this international tournament objective through the World's Game, which is the World Cup game mode outside of Ultimate Team, make sure you do it. Play on attacking highlights only. It is the easiest 2500 SP you will get. I did that in the last season when it first came out, so I've already got that one done. But if you haven't done that, make sure you do that because it was super duper easy. Other than that, I'm going to be crafting SBCs today, like the 87 by 5s, the 85 by 10s that I think might refresh today, 84 by 10s and all that stuff, just to get all the packs that I can saved up for tomorrow. And then I guess we should mention one last thing. There could be a cheeky good Evo today, since we didn't have one yesterday. And I just remember, I think it was a couple weeks ago, we had a Thursday Evo that slapped. There might be a max 94 Evo that drops today. You know what? What I'd also say an Evo that would slap right now would be a max 93 or a max 94 Evo that does not boost the overall. Everything right now is boosting the overall on these cards, even if it's +1. I don't care about the playstyle enhancer Evo. That one just is not good in general. Give us a legit chain that allows us to boost up to like 99 stat on something. Like, we haven't had one of those in a long time. A 10 times repeatable, like, sprint speed boost up to 99. They probably wouldn't do sprint speed. They've done like balance and reactions and stuff like that in the past. So one of those types of Evos would be pretty sick right now to help out Evo chains, but just something that doesn't boost the overall, please. That would be pretty cool, at least in my eyes. So watch out for that today. Guys, we haven't really been getting Evo leaks. These guys don't talk that much about even the player SBC leaks. It's all late nowadays. One of the leakers said yesterday that it wasn't all fully leaked yet, so maybe that's partially why. Is EA getting a little bit more, cautious over their leaks or something like that? I don't know. But that's kind of a surprising thing to me that those leaks have been coming out later. Maybe it is just because it's the end of the game and the motivation and desire for that sort of thing is down, especially because it doesn't impact the market as much, Like, the guys that are leaking can't say, oh, I have this information, go invest on it, make a whole bunch of coins for other people that are like in their communities and discords and stuff like that. Maybe that's part of it. I'm not sure. But it does seem like the leaks are coming out a little bit slower and later than they were. So that'll be very interesting to keep an eye on today. Also, maybe a good time to get ahead on some gameplay. Like, I'm behind on Rivals. I got to finish up some games really quick before rewards. Maybe getting ahead on some gameplay like Rivals before you get into the weekend, or making sure your Gauntlet's in a good progress spot before you get to the weekend with FUT Champs, because during the weekend, of course, everything takes over with FUT Champs because of the tokens, wanting to get tokens for the new cards and picks that are going to be coming out. Of course, this refreshes tomorrow, 1 hour after content, right? The second refresh on the day of the store. I saved my tokens from this week's 11 wins and champs. After I got Tonali, I had 1,200 from 100 saved previously, but I've got 900 to go. I might open the tradable Summer Stars pick, whatever it is. It should be added to the code soon as well. There should be a lot of action on Twitter today, guys, because there was not pack code added for the Summer Stars promo in terms of like what we'd be getting in the token store. So I think we're awaiting some of that news as well, some store packs. So a lot to be looking out for today. We'll be covering all in the Twitch stream, so make sure you drop by there. Last but not least, we're going to end the video with an FC27 leak. This actually just, I think, told us who's going to be on the cover of this game. FC27 ambassadors. They release a list, and EA kind of partners with different footballers throughout each and every year that are kind of ambassadors. They get promo cards more often. They're on EA's website. It's just players that EA kind of pick up that are kind of the face of the game, if you will. They help them advertise the game. Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, Pedri. That's the name that I want to bring up. Pedri is listed as an FC27 ambassador. That likely means Pedri and Jude Bellingham will be on the base edition of FC27 on the cover. Of course, Ronaldo is going to be on the Ultimate Edition. He's got that all to himself. But Jude and Pedri, an El Clasico cover to FC27, that'll be pretty cool. Rio Ngamoa, Dybala, Barcola, Musiala Yildiz, Chloe Kelly, and Alyssa Thompson, I'm guessing, are going to be all FC27 ambassadors. Very interesting, like Cole Palmer dropped off that list. Hyunmin Son dropped off that list as well. Feels like it's a smaller list that I've seen in the past too. So nothing really crazy to learn from that, but just kind of reading between the lines, looking at a Pedri and a Jude Bellingham cover for FC27. That will be interesting. So watch out for more leaks today. I will see you guys in the stream. I'm selling up on like everything right now. I'm fully liquid, except for some random stuff on my transfer list. 12.4 mil. We have got more coins for store packs, which we will be opening for this new Summer Stars promo. And I'm very curious to see what else is going to come along with this. It'll make it interesting. Let me know down below if you guys are hyped for this one. Yeah, comment down below if you're hyped for this one. And I will see you guys in the stream today. Have a happy Thursday. It's been Nate with the Accountant. See you there. Peace out.